everybody, hope you're in a good headspace. I just wanted to check in from the future to ask that if you are enjoying this content to please hit the like and subscribe buttons that are below me, and can't wait to tell you all about my week. Well, hey everybody, I hope you're having a good week. I'm doing things a little bit differently right now, so please pardon the wet hair. I just this morning found a market that will be on Sunday, and if you saw my last video, I set an absolutely ridiculous goal for myself to get so many makes done by the following Sunday when I would do my video. But because I also have a market, I got a lot going on. I also have a little bit of extra time today, and so I thought I would check in and give some regular updates because I just need to get everything done. So the first thing that I'm doing, and I'm going to keep this upside down because I just spilled all the yarn pieces. I've got this octo that I need to stuff, and I guess, for size comparison, he's a big guy, and I don't want to use up all my polyfill today, so I have this very vintage and very scratchy Windtuck yarn, and if you are local, Rose's department store, I'm guessing this might be from about 1987. It came from when I bought up somebody's stash and there was just some very vintage yarn in there. This is going to be great for cutting up into scraps. This is what I have so far, and I'm using my Joanne unicorn scissors, RIP Joanne, and I'm just wrapping it around my fingers. I'm gonna try not to cut my phone doing this, and just cutting it into small pieces. I will check back in when this skein is done because I have a feeling it's gonna take my back. I just used up, sliced up 2 skeins of this Windtuck and then another ball of this black boucle yarn that I found on my shelf over there of black yarn, and I am like to the eyeballs if I compress it. Although I will say this is feeling nice. Like, you would never know that this is not polyfill, but my hands are getting a little sore from gripping my scissors, and it just chopping yarn isn't fun. So the sun is shining for the first time in weeks, and I gotta hop on a call in like an hour. So I will check in later, but this is just taking way too long. But it is what it is. See you in a little bit. I'm back and life been lifing. I did my work call and then went to Walmart, had some dinner, and now it's almost 8 o'clock, but it was one of those like work meetings where I could be camera off and not have to take notes, so I totally admit that I was chopping up that 3rd skein. This one, some Karen, what does that say? Color Perfect. And what's it's fabricated in Washington, North Carolina. So, you know, it's been a minute since there have been textile mills here in North Carolina. Those are all in China now. Not getting political on this log. But I finished my octo, and I love him. He's so cute. You know, he's just a pill with tentacles. There are 3 full skeins of yarn and probably a 4th, most of one, that boucle yarn that I just had a ball of buying up somebody's stash. I would never use that anyway, so this is nothing but your, oh, actually I think there's a little bit of polyfill at the end to just like finish it, but so cute. And let me, for size comparison purposes, this is like a normal size tumbler, so he's big. And these are just, I think these are 30mm eyes with just the glitter discs that came with it. Nothing to it. This is a free pattern on Rebler. I think it's called Silly Guys Crochet. I will certainly give them a shout out in the description when I'm finished with this video. And so I was like 99% done by the time I got off my work call. And since I got back from the grocery store, I have finished my pattern test. And I'm so excited to show it to you. I did this pattern test for Idle Hands Fiber, and I will give her a shout out as well. Her other patterns are awesome, and it was really great because when I did the Share the Love IG challenge, I found one of her free patterns on Instagram and made that. It was a little chameleon. You guys, now, it's August. I can't stand it when people think, like, start doing fall stuff in August. Like, school has not started yet, guys. Halloween is the last day of October. We are a good 25% of the way into the school year. Yeah, like first quarter will be done, like right around Halloween time. So no, we are not celebrating fall yet. It is still hot. It is still summer, but it's Pumpkin, and he's huge. I had to back all the way up to show you guys. That's for size comparison. And he's so cute. I used some blanket yarn. I don't know officially what it was, but it feels like Bernat. And he is stuffed to the gills. And he's very, very firm. I really like the structure. Like, he can pretty much stand. Oh, he can stand. Look at that. And he can also sit in a chair. You do the first leg, and then you do the second leg, and then, you know, you join the legs and go up the body, you change colors, and then you sew on the arms. You do the head separately, you sew on the head. The instructions were to slightly understuff the head, and then, like, if you've ever made other pumpkin patterns before, you, like, take your tapestry needle and go through the pumpkin and then do around, like, to make the pumpkin segments. I hope I'm describing that well. But this head is way too big. So for size comparison, this is my tapestry needle. I was not able to get the needle all the way through the head, so I just did a little bit of face shaping. I painted these eyes blue. It's like this iridescent paint from Amazon. I did not do the glitter like I normally do. It's just blue paint, but I kind of like the non-glitter. I just didn't think that glitter eyes went with this guy. And I was playing yarn chicken with the white. I only have this much left, so I gave him some black sleeves and a little bit of black detail on his turtleneck. You guys, look at him, he's so cute. So it is nearly 8 o'clock in the evening, and I'm going to maybe do one more thing for my market and one more thing towards my ridiculous goal for next Sunday. And life just keeps on lifing, and my calendar just keeps getting fuller, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get it all done. So until then, I'll see y'all. It's Saturday, and I am just now checking in. It's been kind of an interesting week. I had to pack all this stuff out of my old office and got like several rejections on new jobs in a day, and had to go to the funeral for my son's friend this afternoon. So it's just been a time, and I have not been able to come back to the camera. I am now getting ready for the market that I have tomorrow. I'm pricing things, and I bought these little leather tags for bags, and I'm trying to attach them with these, I think they're called rivulets, but you hammer them in, and I'm not doing a very good job, but I think I will eventually get the hang of it. But I hopped on because I am actually, even with all the drama, pretty close to achieving the productivity goal that I made for myself this week, and part of that was to have 5 market makes and the pattern test done, and I do have those. I made a whale with the same yarn, and I will put links to the patterns in a Google Doc and put that link to the Google Doc in the description for this video. This one's really cute, and you see I'm starting to put price tags on things. This is Mochi Axolotl. This was so easy and so fast, and this was just such a great market make. It took me less than 30 minutes start to finish, even including the stuffing. Highly recommend. I made a love cat using that same yarn. I used the sinker eyes. I kind of feel like they're too close together, And then I did a safety nose, and I'm just feeling like whiskers would be too much with him already being two-toned and everything. He does sit very nicely on all fours. I got the bubble stitches lined up just right. Pause, because I didn't grab everything. So I made a little boba, a little milk tea. I was looking everywhere for a pattern that did not use felt to make the bobas because I don't do felt, and I was a little bit disappointed because I bought this pattern and then the instructions were to use your felting needle and to poke holes. I don't have patience for that. So these ended up just being magic rings that I sewed up with just using some thin black acrylic yarn, and I would just do 6 single crochets in a magic ring, tie it off. And you know, I think I only made 6 of them, but I decided that was enough. I could see myself one evening just doing nothing but that and then having them all in a jar, because I think I do like this guy. I do want to make more of them, and we'll see if he moves tomorrow. And then based on that pattern, because the event that I'm doing tomorrow is also a school supply drive, so I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of elementary aged kids there. So if they're not boba tea people, I made this strawberry milkshake, or is it like strawberry birthday cake? It's got little like flecks in it. I thought, now that I'm looking at it, it does look okay, but when I first made it, I thought it wasn't quite tall enough, like it wasn't proportional, but now it does look okay to me. But these are the exact same pattern, just this is blanket yarn. Oh, this is the Just Chenille from the Dollar Tree. From the future to tell you all about my market yesterday. So first of all, let me tell you that while scrolling Instagram early in the week, I stumbled across a post of somebody advertising the launch of a new app to locate pop-up markets in my local area. So I was like, yeah, cool. And I messaged her, and I am an Android user, so I couldn't get her app. The app was only for iPhone, but that's gonna be changing soon. But anyway, she was able to invoice me and reserve space at an event, which I think I told you early in the video was a school supply drive at a local brewery. And I have done other events at other locations of the same brewery, and the setup was only $15. So I was, yeah, sure, let me support this new event promoter. So I came in with no expectations. And before I give you the recap, I'm going to roll some footage of my setup. It's not the future anymore. Yay! So let me share my market recap. First of all, like I had said before, rolling the footage, that it was only $15, so no big investment. The event was supposed to be from 1 until 3, and the setup time was 12:15. I think if this promoter launching her new app, if I can have any feedback for her, is please give me more than a 45-minute setup time. And the individual selling trucker hats next to me had the exact same feedback. She just looked at me and was like, what's with this 45-minute setup time? And I was like, I know. And it doesn't really matter, because when I finished setting up, I looked at my watch and it was 1:20, and I had not seen anyone. And I'm thinking, my gosh, there's barely an hour and a half left for this event, and I have not seen anyone. And at one point, the promoter came over to us and was just like, I'm so sorry. There's a lot of people inside, and there's a school supply drive going on inside, and there's live music, and people just aren't coming out. And I'm realizing I probably did not choose, because I was one of the first people there, and the promoter told me to kind of set up wherever I thought was a good place. And I put myself right next to this kids' gymnastics class that was going on. but I realized later I was probably like too far away from the brewery itself, and even just that walk across the field might have been too hot for somebody to just come over and shop at a market they probably didn't know about. But anyway, I had a goal to sell $100 because I had no expectations, and guess what? I sold $100. I did not write down the times. My first sale was a Hello Kitty for $25. Need to make another one. I sold 2 headbands, which were the first time. Those headbands have come to a whole bunch of markets with me. Sold 2 of those to a lady who was shipping some gifts to her nieces. So that was kind of a good choice because it could probably, you know, not a lot of shipping costs on a little headband. I sold a $5 Pop-Tart and a $5 little chick from the girls that were at the gymnastics class, and her mom was the one operating a different booth. And then finally, it was the manager of the brewery and came around, and she had her 3 kids with her, and the kids all picked out something, and a little boy picked out a chameleon for $10. The middle child grabbed that milkshake that I had just made a couple days ago, and the oldest one grabbed a market bag. And I looked at her and I was like, that's an interesting choice. That's very grown up of you. And Mom had said, yeah, she's 6 going on 16. And I was like, all right, well, you just take that to the store and you pick out your fruit and you enjoy that market bag. Those 3 things added up to $45, which adds up to precisely $100, 90 of which were card transactions and $10 in cash. So it wasn't the worst market I've ever done. By no means was it the best market I've ever done. It was really disappointing that there were just no shoppers, but I did succeed in selling to, I think, essentially everyone that even stopped by. And I don't think that the lady next to me sold anything. So that's what happened. And I'm going to revisit from last week that goal that I set for myself. First thing I said I would do is 5 market makes. I actually did 6, and I've already showed them to you: the octo, the whale, the axolotl, the cat, the boba, and the milkshake. I did the pattern test. I had the goal to finish that tiger I've been working on for weeks. Guess what? Didn't even pick it up. I also had set the goal to start writing a pattern. Didn't get anywhere. Didn't even pick up the yarn for that either. But also when I had set that goal, I didn't know that I was going to do a market. So this week coming up, I am currently working on something that I'm going to finish, and I think I'm just going to be very realistic and set my goal for next Sunday to just be to do what I did not finish last week. So thank you for sticking around this long. This has been a little bit of a long video. And again, a reminder from the beginning, if you liked this content, please hit that thumbs up button and the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. I'm just getting started, and I'm really looking forward to doing this for the long haul. So till the next one, see you later.